I'm watching 365 movies this year and taking you along for the ride. And last night was movie 226. We completed the Star Wars sequel trilogy. That's right, it was the Rise of Skywalker. Let's watch a clip and then we'll get into it. Okay, so we've reached the end of the sequel trilogy on another Star Wars Saturday, and this one was messy. Some people defend it, but for me, it just was just a real mess. The story picks up sort of a little bit after the second one, and, you know, Palpatine is somehow returned, and now we all gotta go battle the final boss here. And I think after the backlash of the Last Jedi, which was, like I said, very divisive among fans, J.J. Abrams was brought back in to kind of course correct. And I think he course corrected a bit too much. There's a lot of fan service in this, a rush reveals, and a frantic pace that just goes too much too fast. I think there's just too much going on in this movie. Not only in the story, but also in a lot of the visual effects, the camera like just doesn't stay still throughout the entirety of the film. There's too many characters in this. There's just too much going on. I mean, if you think about Return of the Jedi, or even, you know, go to the original trilogy, Return of the Jedi, Empire, original Star Wars, it's basically two parts in each of those. You know, in the beginning of Return of the Jedi, you have Jabba Palace, and then the rest of the film is, you know, the Battle of Endor. In this, we go to here, go to there, and can't even keep track of where everyone is. I think one of the things that is positive from this movie that I like is that they kept the core three together for the first time in the trilogy, which actually I think kind of works against them because it feels weird now that all three of them, you know, Poe, Finn, and Rey are together. I think Daisy Ridley is fantastic in the entire sequel trilogy. I really like her. I like Rey as a character. I like that aspect of it. I just think in the sequel trilogy, there's a bit too much going on. It's definitely the weakest of the sequel trilogy, The Rise of Skywalker, and the sequel trilogy, I think, is the weakest of the trilogies. It plays it safe. In doing so, it lacks sort of this emotional impact that the other films in the other trilogies had. I just think we never really get a chance to really connect with any of the characters, aside from Rey, who I think would do a great job. And also, I also want to say, before we move away from the sequel trilogy, that I really do like Adam Driver as Ben Solo and Kylo Ren in the sequel trilogy. So that's it. We've done our Star Wars Saturdays from, I think we started this in May, and now we've made it here in late August. We've completed all 9 of the movies. Maybe I'll do a full ranking of the movies one day or something along those lines. But that's it for Star Wars Saturday. Maybe we'll do a few more sprinkled in 365, you know, watch Rogue One and something like that. But for now, that's movie 226.